discuss to you the diet about post-COVID. While we're talking about post-COVID, I think it applies even to pre-COVID or during COVID. As your Dean ma'am said, the Delta variant is picking up in a big way. Today we have 40,000 patients in India, and even Tamil Nadu has quite a big number. So we need to be careful. All of us need to follow the rules very, very carefully. So my first part of the presentation is going to be a little bit on immunity, and then we are going to go on to diet for immunity, and then we are going to go on to the functional foods and their importance and the beauty it has played in our country in COVID. So I'm just going to briefly say here that the immune system is a very complex thing, and we have acquired immunity, which we get from the environment, and innate immunity is what we have within us. So both of this, diet plays a very major role, and how we are able to, as an individual, face to the pandemic depends on both types of immunity. So we move on to what are the different types of cells in immunity. I'm not going to keep reading everything. This is just to give you a bird's eye view where phagocytes actually, gulf like the amoeba, and even our mucous membranes play such a beautiful role, and of course the immunity itself. Then we go on to nutrition and immunity. First we'll look at macronutrient deficiency, then we'll go to micronutrient deficiency, and then we'll go to overnutrition. As all of you know, we have 3 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat, out of which the deficiency is in protein, and in calories, it is excess calories in the urban scenario and less calories in the rural scenario. So India is very unique in its ways that we have a different population in the urban. In the urban, the migrating population is a different population, and then we have the rural population. So there are many, many different types that we need to handle at every step and time. So malnutrition is one of the most important causes of immunity deficiency in the world, whether it is malnutrition of the undernutrition or malnutrition of the overnutrition. So obesity, excess calories also can cause trouble. Undernutrition can also cause trouble. But the best beautiful thing, or the worst beautiful thing, is we have hidden nutrition problems. That is, we have overnutrition in carbohydrates and fats, and we have undernutrition in iron and selenium. Even in the affluent society of this country, even iron is deficient, and then what to talk about it. So we are very, very unique in many ways, and we are a target to the pandemic. But compared to the world, though the numbers are high, if you look at the proportions, we have done extremely well, and we can do far better. So with this, I will move on. So we know these 3 are the macronutrients. So what are the changes you need to bring from home? You please don't buy the wheat flour, but grind the wheat and make it into flour and use it without sifting. Then you will have the complete fiber, which you do not get it in whichever atta, multigrain, fresh atta, chakki atta, whatever it is called. It has lesser fiber than the actual wheat. Instead of white rice, can you use the millets, or can you use the semi-polished rice or the red rice? You have the phytonutrient advantages, the fiber advantages, which will give you many good bacteria, which will help your system be far better. Recipes: idli, dosa, uttapam, idiyappam, North Indian recipes. Everything is good if done the traditional way. Remove the maida, bring in the wheat flour. Wherever possible, use the millets and red rice instead of white rice. So, kuch kam karo. So, Indian Dietetic Association with the FSSAI, you know what FSSAI is. We did a program together, pan-India, before the pandemic hit us in a big way, where we were teaching people state by state how they should do and which we found in our surveys in India, we're eating too much of carbohydrates and the refined carbohydrates. So kuch kam karo means please reduce the refined carbohydrates and even the total carbohydrates, and you will move towards a better health. So what are the changes? Current norms are less vegetables, less fruits, more fizz drinks, more bakery items and snacks, and hidden sugar everywhere. We think a chips is actually a salty item, but the amount of sugar that is added to it, we have absolutely no idea. So we need to be careful and make things at home and eat less of fried items. So what is the changes to be done? At least 150 grams of vegetable per person per day, non-starchy. So it doesn't mean potato, yam, colocasia, but it means the green, the orange, the red, the traditional vegetables, and so on. If India is going to go the way we are, at least in the urban scenario, people are going to forget what are the traditional vegetables of this beautiful country, which has the highest biodiversity in vegetables. Every 100 meters, if I travel, I see different vegetables in the farms. But our children do not know what it is. They turn on to the internet to see what is it that is going to tell us to cook, and it will not tell you the right thing. It will only tell you extra oil, extra taste, which is not needed. We can eat tasty home food, and that should be the way forward. At least 2 cups of seasonal fruits. Atmanirbhar comes here in a big way because season. If I have a guava which is grown within 10 kilometers of my home, it has the full vitamin C. If I have a kiwi fruit coming down 200, 2000 or 5000 or 16,000 kilometers, I'm not going to have the vitamin C, right? So that is why grow your own vegetables and fruits, not possible. Buy it from the local farmers where you have maximum nutrients in it and you don't have them coming literally that all the vitamin C is gone before you get the fruit. So lime juice and amla juice, we in this country always say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I think we have to change. And amla a day keeps the doctor away because amla has more than 10 times the nutrients of apple, and it's so healthy and it's available 10 months in a year. We know how to store it, so let's move to that. So more food which is healthy, which is around you, green in color, orange in color, red in color, off-white in color, like your banana stem, banana flower, and make it at home. That is the beauty of health. Next, what? Wheat, of course. Then we have the millets, the different types of millets, wherever you come from, whichever part of the country, you will be used to different millets. Learn to use them. Roast, ferment, or sprout the millets before you use them, because you can't just put it into a cooker with water and cook it. It can be goitrogenic. So you have to roast it or ferment it or sprout it, and that's the good way forward. Red rice, semi-polished rice to start with when you're moving from white rice. And fruits also have carbohydrates. So for God forbid, if you have somebody around who has diabetes, you need to choose the right type of fruits. Now, banana stem, banana flower in the south, padaval, kovai, so many different vegetables. If I actually span onto the vegetables, instead of putting even brinjal as green and violet and white, instead of that, we have 360 varieties of brinjal which are listed in our nutritive value book. So I'm taking brinjal as one. Like that, I have 60 to 75 varieties of vegetables. Then if I go on to the types under each, I will lead to 1,000 types of vegetables. And India is beautiful in that. And let's move forward. Protein is the most discriminated macronutrient. Nobody likes it. They don't want to eat it. They always say, oh, dal, it creates flatulence for me. But their chicken biryani or mutton biryani never creates flatulence because they love it, So the mind is very, very powerful. We need to add a little bit ginger, dal, cook it the traditional way. No dal will worry you. You need to take it because it's again unique in our country that non-vegetarians eat non-veg twice a week, except 2 states in our country. Most other states, 2 times a week. And God forbid, this month called RD in the Tamil calendar, they don't take non-vegetarian, which means what are they? They're vegetarian. But do they take as much milk? No. Do they take as much dal? No. Then what are they? They're neither non-vegetarian nor vegetarian. They're not eating anything. Rice, rice, rice. Mixed rice. What happens? Health goes. So include whole pulses as chana, sundal, sprouts. Use it all over. Make your own sprouts. You just need to put the green gram in water, remove the water, put it in an airtight box, and it's going to sprout. You don't have to run behind it and use it. Dal, sambar, pesarate is dal dosa. Adai is dal dosa. Parapu usli is dal with vegetable. Soya bean, mushrooms, milk, paneer, and curd in a vegetarian kingdom. And kuch jyada karo. Eat more and more of protein because we are eating less than 6% of our total calories is protein. Make it 10 to 15% at least, double it. And what are the non-vegetarians' food? Egg, fish, and chicken are the healthier ones. Mutton, beef, and pork are not healthy. They are bad, and we are the global capital for cardiac disease. So let's watch out. We have to be careful. And the moment we cook non-veg, our oil doubles or triples that day. And we also tend to take a snooze on that day because we have overeaten. So be careful to take less, have more of the non-veg in the sense, make your gravy less spicy, make your oil less, and then you can have more of the chicken or the fish or the egg that you're taking, which is healthier. Otherwise, as I told you, our surveys are showing non-vegetarians are having lesser hemoglobin than vegetarians and are eating lesser protein than vegetarians, which is so unique to our country. Fats, we need only 15 ml per day per person, which is half a liter per month per person. If it's a 4-member family, we need only 2 liters of oil, which includes your gingerly or groundnut or ghee or whatever oil you're using. But actually in our surveys, we find double of that. When protein should be doubled, actually what is happening is the oil is doubled. And are we surprised? We are the cardiac capital of the world. So these are the 5 food groups. We need to change to whole grains. We need to increase the protein foods. We need to increase the vegetables, increase the fruits, and have 400 ml of dairy every day. So protein, energy, malnutrition, innate immunity is also affected. Adaptive immunity, both are affected. The T cell and the phagocytes are affected, which is leading to deep trouble. So how much protein? 1 gram per kg. The EAR, or the estimated average protein we'll be talking about, has brought it to 0.6 gram, which is 36 grams of protein for somebody with an ideal body weight of 60 kilos. But whether we really can take it, we should take it, it's important. So this is my plate. If we eat like this, we'll be healthy. Where if you take 1 cup of rice, you will take 1 cup of dal or fish or egg or whatever it is, 2 cups of vegetable or 1.5 cup of vegetable and half cup of fruit, whichever way you want with dairy. So what are the micronutrients we're going to discuss today? Iron, zinc, copper, selenium, and some vitamins. So iron is related to T cell development. It generates reactive oxygen species and it kills pathogens. So it's very important, and it's important for all the immune issues, whether it's T cell, B cell, or phagocytes. So we need to keep our hemoglobin in the right levels. Iron recommended is 7 to 18 milligrams per day, but we are not reaching it. We are not absorbing it. So we need to tweak our diet. These are the foods which are rich in iron: dates, ragi, keeda, garden cress seeds, whole grain, enriched cereals, and spices. Zinc, this was a actually became a star thing. Those who were not zinc deficient scaled out of the pandemic very easily. So post-COVID also, you need to concentrate on zinc. It stimulates T cell production, stimulates the complement system, stimulates phagocytes, reduces the risk of pneumonia, reduces the common cold symptoms, and reduces infectious diarrhea. It helps in antioxidant and anti-inflammatory control. Deficiencies associated with skin and hair loss, skin problems, loss of taste, smell, and diarrhea, and infections and poor healing, and immune issues, increased susceptibility to infection, and it affects both innate and the acquired immunity. Supplementation is 3 to 11 milligrams per day. Fiber, any food which has fiber, zinc is also there. Seafood, nuts, whole grains, and beans also have zinc. The next is copper. It promotes both types of in the innate immunity, which is T and B cell responses, and promotes phagocytic action, and immune issues, low white WBCs, and reduce T cell responses and reduce phagocyte responses. Copper 350 to 900 microgram. 1 microgram is 1,000th of a milligram. So sesame seeds, mushrooms, spinach, cashew nut, roasted Bengal, dark chocolate, and avocado has copper. Selenium is a very good antioxidant. It promotes production of limited, that is the reactive oxygen species, which fights infections. And it actually stimulates TNB and cytokine release. Deficiencies associated with more severe effects of viral infection, muscle aches, loss of antioxidant host defense, and decreased WBCs. Selenium 20 to 55 microgram again. Nuts are very good source of selenium. Fish, red meat, grains, egg, and chicken, liver. Garlic is also a good source. Meats produced from animals that ate grains of plants which has selenium, and the soil which is rich in selenium, the selenium was far better. Now we come to vitamins. Vitamin A is very important. It supports the structure and function of the mucosal membrane, which is there in your eyes, lungs, and GI tract, and protects you. It promotes response to bacterial infection, affects growth and function of B cells, and affects activation of T cells. Immune issues, loss of structure and function cells in the mucous surfaces, impaired resistance to infection, diminished function of innate immunity, and impaired B and T cell responses. Supplementation, 1,000 to 3,000 international units per day, which is less than microgram. I told you microgram is 1,000th of a milligram. So eggs, breakfast cereals, orange and yellow vegetables and fruits. Other sources of beta carotene are broccoli, spinach, dark green leafy vegetables. We have 16 to 20 types. Keep using them, and curry leaves too. B1 is thiamine, B2 is riboflavin, B3 is niacin, B5 is pantothenic acid, B6 is pyridoxine, B7 is biotin, B9 is folic acid, and B12 is cyanocobalamin. Each one of them are very, very important. Aid in antibody responses, they aid in production and release of antibodies, and they aid in T and B cell production, maturation, and so many things. So how do I get my B? Cheese, eggs, green leafy vegetable, nuts, milk, salmon, whole cereals, red meat, and liver. Vitamin C, it protects the reactive oxygen species, and it may have antiviral activity, may aid in symptoms of common cold, improvement both of innate and adaptive immunity. 75 to 90 milligram per day. Amla has, citrus fruits has, and lime has, and you can get it. Vitamin D, it's necessary for phagocytic activity, limits inflammatory response promoted to T cells, and promotes wound healing. All you need is 15 minutes exposure twice a week between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. to Surya Bhagwan. That's all you need. Deficiency associated with rickets in children, autoimmune diseases in adults, and diabetes, type 1, and atopic disease. Immune issues, B cells, decrease proliferation, decrease immunoglobulin production, and decrease overall proliferation. Vitamin D, sunlight, that's all we need. And foods, mainly non-vegetarian foods, milk, cheese, and some kind of orange juices. And vitamins are even supplied as supplements for people who are very low. Next is vitamin E. It protects against cell damage from free radicals and affects both innate and adaptive immunity. 15 to 30 international units per day, that's very small amount. Apricots, olives, nuts, our seed oils which we have, and avocado and beans and papaya, and this everything has vitamin E. Now we go on to the functional foods. So garlic, it is used for both types, food and medicine, for 1,000 years. Allicin extract function unknown. It's antibacterial, helps control viruses and antifungal. Human studies have shown short-term laboratory effects. Definitions: spices are dry seeds or roots, barks or other vegetable matter used to add flavor and color to a dish. Condiments are added to a dish like sauces. Jeera and cumin, very important. It helps in digestion. The food that we eat needs to be digested well and absorbed. And here, cumin or jeera plays a very major role, and absorption is important, because just eating the nutrients and it goes out of the body, no use. It has to be absorbed. Ginger improves digestion, taken as a decoction to clear the throat and reduces muscle pain. Is it a wonder that we use ginger in all the cooking? Even upma has ginger. Ginger is there in all the masalas that you make. So it's very good. Keep using it. Tulsi, it prevents cough. Even young infants are given tulsi. Just take the leaves orally. Very wonderful practice. Or make tulsi tea. Garlic, according to Ayurveda, is one of the 3 doshas as Vata, and garlic helps to reduce that, because excess of Vata can create diseases in people, and garlic is one of the few foods which has all the 5 rasas which Ayurveda talks about. It helps in increasing immunity, lowers blood pressure, and reduces cold. What all is there in garlic? Allicin, allicinase, agione, selenium. Each one of them plays lovely roles. Antibiotic activity, and it gives the odor and flavor, decreases blood cell or blood clotting, and also is an antioxidant. So it's beautiful. Saponins also in garlic lowers blood pressure and decreases the chance of stroke. Fructans, it may stimulate the immune system. Next is amla or amalaki or the Indian gooseberry. Vitamin C, one of the best, and reduces cholesterol levels, manages diabetes and respiratory systems, clears the digestive system. It's good for hair and skin. And amla a day keeps the doctor away. Amla boiled with turmeric, even on boiling, it has 600 milligrams of vitamin C. So even if little is lost, it's fine. You just need very little, we saw. 30 to 75 milligrams is all you need. It helps boost the immunity. Turmeric, fight against virus and bacteria, reduces inflammation, reduces the viral load. Turmeric milk is a very common practice in India, which has been converted to turmeric latte to the Western world, which our children think is more smarter than having the regular turmeric milk, which grandma made at home. Right? Krishna jeera or black cumin, it is very well known to reduce inflammation, It boosts one's immunity. The best way to use it is you can soak it in water and use it like a spice in many recipes. It works very, very well with soups. So in bakery items, as a powder or seasoning in any gravy, Krishna Jeera is very good to reduce inflammation. Today they have found that when there is inflammation in the body, diabetes comes, cardiac disease comes, some kinds of cancer comes. So if there is a food which reduces inflammation, it's a one-prong attack at so many diseases, and why should we not try it? Cardamom, we thought it's there only for flavor, for taste. But here, it actually does a lot of things. It treats intestinal spasms. Many young children who are working in the IT sector, because of excess stress, have ulcerative colitis, excessive intestinal spasms, and we never knew that cardamom can help that. It kills bacteria, reduces swelling, and helps the immune system. We use cardamom in desserts and continue to do that. In summer, we make a cool drink just with jaggery, cardamom, and lime juice, and it's awesome and it's great. Clove, anti-inflammatory properties, used for relieving aches and pains. Chewing a clove early in the morning has its benefits. There was a toothpaste which went during the independence period and thereafter till the 1970s laughed at India. Oh, you brush your teeth with salt, is it? Ha ha ha. And do you really use clove in your diet? Ha ha ha. Today, you have salt toothpaste by the same company. You have clove toothpaste by the same company. And here, India is there to shine. Shine like a star. Use your traditional things. What your great-grandparents did, you will find help. If you follow the modern, non-healthy culture, India is going to get devastated. You are the future generation for tomorrow, the students who are listening. Please eat healthy, make your own food. It's not difficult. Whatever work you may be doing, you can prepare your own food, and that is the healthiest food in the world. Any amount of food you buy is full of rubbish. It's full of solutes that you're getting uric acid. If you make your own soup from vegetables, it has 2 milligrams of sodium. If I buy a soup powder and make soup, it has 20 milligrams sodium. If you think you only like that taste, it is only your mind which is taking you there. Learn to drink the normal soup and make it tastier and healthier with herbs like this, and you will be the kingpin of tomorrow with health, and that will automatically give you happiness and wealth too. Cinnamon, this has been proved to be anti-diabetic, and we've been using it for years in so many ways. Immune boosting spice, and it helps prevent cold and cough. It is used in diabetes. And ajwain, a lot of you don't even know how to use ajwain. Just roast it, powder it, and add it just a pinch. That's all you need to anything, because it is very spicy. We can make beautiful things with ajwain. I will tell you what it is. It has thymol in it, which is a strong fungicide and germicide, and it can be crushed and applied on skins for infections. It eases pain due to arthritis, and interestingly, it can be used as a mosquito repellent. Now, citron leaves. What is citron? All of us know lime. All of us know there are bigger versions of lime from the lime family, which is available. We don't look at it when we go into the market because we don't know how to use it, right? And one of them is citron. And if you can get citron leaves, today it's available in the market, because all you need to do it, wash it, wipe it, remove the central vein, just put this leaf, a little bit of salt, a little bit of ajwain, a little bit of chili, and grind it. And that powder is the dynamite of health for you. It is completely in antioxidants, no cooking, Ajwain is there, and you're going to be so healthy. Flavonoids, phytochemicals, and it is so good. It is an immune booster. Nutmeg or jati fal, this is used even in infants as young as 4 months old, and it has so many good volatile oils. It helps even older people, geriatric people sleep. It is full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. What can drain your immune system? All that you eat. Junk food, processed food, eating one meal at home a week. I knew so many of my patients would do this before the pandemic. Even after the pandemic, when things opened out, they only bought outside food and got infected because the person who brought the food was infected, the guy who made the food was infected, and you got infected. Is it needed? Can't we make our food at home? Is it so difficult? And no importance to meal timings. Getting up at 10 a.m., sleeping at 2 a.m., all of this will create trouble inside your body. High stress because it's against the biology. No exercise. Patient after the pandemic. I put 20 kilos in the pandemic. I put 30 kilos in the pandemic. Why? You don't know how to jump where you stand. You don't know how to jog where you stand. You don't know how to put a dupatta in the grill and pull it and do your exercises. Just laziness. That's all it is. I'm sorry. I'm very harsh. Your dean and your professors may get angry with me, but that's the truth. So this is all the things that create trouble. Drop all of them. You'll be healthy. Use them once in a way for a birthday party, which comes only once a year, not every day, right? Is immunity lost in a week? No way. You build it through life. You need to build it not after getting COVID. It is not before COVID came. You have to build it all your life, and only then you can fight everything that comes, and the pandemic too. Can we build lost immunity in a day? No way. Even if you pump in antibiotics, no way. It takes time. It takes minimum 2 months to build up immunity if you don't have it. Spices and condiments add that little benefit every day to your immunity. Use them. Food, de-stress and exercise gives you immunity. The right food, make it at home. Buy your vegetables and fruits. Cook them and eat it in the quantities that have been told to you. There's a beautiful medicine which was traditionally used. Look at the number of herbs. Every one of them are so good for health. Most of us don't even know these names. Most of us don't even use them in our diets anymore. But this is the super booster against the pandemic. Now, I'm just going to say a little bit about my YouTube channel. We are releasing the 50th video on this Saturday, and it is made by 2 children who are in 10th standard and 8th standard. And why did we start it? Because the mother of the children said, "Ma'am, in pandemic, these children are always trying to sit with the screen. Why can't we teach them some skills which brings that energy into them?" And hence we started this channel. And everywhere there's information on nutrition. It may be people who have not studied nutrition. It may be people who are just saying anything and everything, and people believe in it. This is the problem. And it's a lot of time and effort which is put into it. With the 0 is our recovery rate from it. But the idea is to tell people the right information about nutrition after studying 8 years only nutrition. So I thought it's time to give back to society. So this channel was started, and we emphasize all of this in the channel. What is the right way to eat, exercise, sleep, sunlight, everything which is important. It is using technology to emanate the right nutrition. We have 49 videos which are up. There are puffs, pickles, lychees, on hemoglobin, on foods for summer, for eye sample. All the videos are 5 to 9 minutes. Only the 50th video is 18 minutes so that people will learn, because childhood obesity is a big problem. My 10-year-old children who walk into my clinic are 80 kilos. So to tell them not to get there, to tell the parents not to do what during lockdown, that's an 18-minute video. Otherwise, we know this is an instant age. Nobody listens more than 2 minutes. So we've tried to make all important topics within 5 minutes. And 50th video is on Saturday. Those interested, go and see. You can subscribe, not for myself, for the kids who made it, and for the world to know about it, the right information on nutrition. Thank you very much for this opportunity and your